Welcome to Jets Rewind. I'm Marty Schupak. I'm in Valley Cottage, New York, 23 miles north of New York City. I'm joined by Ralph Schrager. He's up in Belmont, Mass. And Ray's in Marysville, Ohio. We're recording this on Friday afternoon, about 5:30. I just came back from the city, which I'll tell you guys about in a minute. Uh, Let me just quickly, because Ralph has some classic Jets trivia. I just want to go over, and it's old news now, but this week we all know that they released Xavier Gibson. They signed Isaiah Williams. I want to talk about him later. And they also added a running back, Keelan Robinson, to the practice squad. They let go of Lawrence Toafili, and they moved Tyler Johnson to the active roster. They also signed offensive lineman Liam Fornadell to the practice squad, and it was official that Elijah Vera Tucker was placed on injured reserve. So with that, Ralph, well, let me ask Ray before we get to the trivia. Ray, how you doing this week?
Oh, wonderful. Great weather. Uh, just ready for a little more the leaves changing, some fall and some more football.
Okay, there you go. Ralph, you're going to do the trivia. And how you making out, Ralph, up
I'm
in?
doing well. As you can see, I'm wearing a Tennessee shirt. It was given to me by my brilliant and beautiful girlfriend, Julia, who was a native of Knoxville. And, the big game tomorrow is Georgia, Tennessee. So she's doing a tailgate party, and it's being catered by Cracker Barrel, of course.
Are you going?
Uh, are you kidding? I'll eat. I'm going to eat everything. Uh,
All
of
right.
course, I'll probably need a stent afterwards, but
Have we ever had, Ralph, any sort of named jet that went to Tennessee that we could think of?
well, that's going to be part of my trivia
Oh,
question.
okay. So let me.
Okay,
All right.
so the trivia question is, simply the Jets have drafted two quarterbacks in their history from Tennessee. Can you name the quarterbacks? And we're not even going to go into the Drew Bledsoe, Peyton Manning thing because that still bugs me like crazy. But that's the question.
I have one. Okay. And I know because he has a brother who's famous.
Hmm.
It's an
Um,
uncle.
His uncle. Okay. I knew it was a relative. There you go. All right. Ray will probably get the other one.
In fact, I think he has a talk show in Knoxville now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll never remember his name, but that's okay. We'll get to it. We'll get to it. And I know he had some issues with substance abuse,
Yeah, yeah.
which is too bad. We'll talk about that. But the Jets are they're hosting the Buffalo Bills, who came off a tremendous comeback victory over the Ravens, who I have in my suicide pool tomorrow.
Best thing that could have happened to the Jets was that
It is.
game going like that.
It is.
Buffalo, they've got to be
Right.
emotionally spent from that game.
Yeah.
Well, not only that, how pissed off would they be if they got crushed?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
Yeah.
they'd be a very desperate team. Now, I think the Jets have a trickle of hope in their game.
Yeah.
Right. And the
They might
spread
stay
is,
close.
yeah, the latest spread, Ray, is 6.5 points. I think it's
Yeah, I agree with
at
that.
7 or 7.5.
They've played Buffalo well the last few years, and they've given Allen a
They
lot of
have.
problems. It's kind of strange for whatever reason.
They have too.
Oh, they play them well at home. They usually get
Yeah.
pretty
Okay,
good.
so everything's lined up, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, it should be a beautiful day in MetLife Stadium, and
Yeah. If we can get Jordan Whitehead back to pick off three more passes by him, that would be nice.
well, we're going to talk about that because we do have that weak link in our defense, and we all expect the defense to play better. So, Ralph, well, let's get the. Oh, you gave us the trivia questions, and you have some over unders. You guys want to talk about any scouting report on the Bills at all? I know Elijah Moore. Did he make the team?
Yeah. He was in the game
Oh, he
against them.
won.
Well, yeah, a couple of things is Brandon Codrington is doing pretty well for them. I liked him last year. That's another guy that Xavier Gibson bumped off the team.
I remember that. Yeah, he was good in preseason.
Yeah, yeah,
Ray,
and
we're talking about the punt returner.
punt and
Yeah.
kickoff returner too for
Yeah,
Buffalo.
kickoff return.
Yeah.
He was good in preseason, but
Yeah, and Ed Oliver is not going to play, which is huge for the Jets
that is a
because
big help.
he had a monster game, and we always liked him, Marty, coming out of college.
We did. It was between him and Queen
And
and
Quinn and
Williams.
Williams, yeah. Williams has actually had the better career. I'll say that.
It's been close though.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But that'll help the Jets too.
yeah.
Did
So
he get hurt?
Yeah, he's hurt. He's got a boot on. Somebody stepped
Okay.
on his foot. I don't know.
Oh, okay.
and who were the receivers for the Bills?
Well, they have Keon Coleman now, and
Coleman.
Keon Coleman was drafted last year. Once again, and yet another receiver who Joe Douglas claims Malachi Corley was better than. Keon Coleman was a second-round pick, and it just keeps getting better for that Joe Douglas line, which will haunt him the rest of his life.
Yeah, I'm not going to stick up for Joe Douglas. This isn't sticking up for him, but I've heard through the grapevines, but that was the pick of Aaron Rodgers. He really liked him, and he was pushing for them to get him. So, and from what I heard, it was fairly reliable that is the truth. If it
Well,
is
that in some ways makes it even worse.
it does. I agree. And it just shows you how he was the general manager too, like we all said. So I would say that. Now, Keon Coleman, he's a receiver. Khalil Shakir is the other receiver, and Josh Palmer. They're pretty good at tight end. Dalton Kincaid and Dawson Knox.
Yeah, they're deep there. They hardly ran the ball because they were behind most of the game.
Right.
And the third tight end, who's you didn't even list because he's mainly a special teamer, caught one of the biggest passes.
Yeah,
Jackson Hawes.
yeah.
I think
Yeah.
that was him. Yeah.
Yeah, which is interesting. And it's funny. Here, a mini trivia, Ray, for you. Running backs, James Cook, Ray Davis. Who's listed as third string?
Oh, I know the kid. Yeah, Tyler, the kid who used to be on the Jets from Maryland. Yeah.
Thanks, Ray. That was Ty Johnson, yeah, who I like.
I thought you just asked me.
No, that's all right.
You can call me Ray. Just give me the trivia question.
That's okay. So, and I'm just looking also in their lineup. They have at center the Connor McGovern, #1, who's a heck of a good ball player, and they have Deion Dawkins at tackle. And these guys are pretty good. The thing is, I like this defensive lineman that we picked up.
Harrison Phillips.
Yeah, he looked pretty good. So I think if he gets better and better, I think they're in a good position.
Well, I don't know if they're the same defensive coordinator when he was there, but he's from the Bills originally, so
Yeah.
it could be a help too.
Right. Now, we spoke about this ad nauseum. The only problem is the rotating of the defensive ends. It's so obvious on the defense in general. To me, they have to activate LT, defensive tackle. I don't understand why. I actually have more, I think Ralph mentioned this, I have more confidence, and we're talking about Leonard Taylor, the second is or the third?
Third, yeah.
Third. I actually have more confidence if you put Leonard Taylor the third at defensive end instead of what's his name?
Michael Clemens.
Michael Clemens, yeah. So I really want them to activate.
Well, I see that Tuffley was not practicing this week, so maybe they'll activate Taylor if he can't play.
Taylor's a tackle, not an end, right?
It is, but I
yeah.
just said I have such little confidence in Michael Clemens. I'd rather have Taylor at defensive end. I think he's athletic. I don't know. You can't convince me he can't move as fast as Michael Clemens.
Yeah, but if you don't play there or practice there all the time, you're gonna necessarily step in and be.
Well, I could say the same thing at Michael Clemens. He doesn't play there or he practices there.
Well, he can't do. Yeah, I don't know, but Clemens didn't do anything, so I guess Taylor could match that, I suppose. But
yeah.
Sure.
I'd rather have Braden McGregor in there than Clemens.
But he hurt.
I just don't think they dressed him. Yeah, he was inactive.
I don't know if
I just want to jump before we get into the over-unders because I always get fascinated with some of these pickups. I love athletes who like quarterbacks and transition to another position. As Ray and Ralph both know, Brad Smith was one of my all-time favorite Jets. I love the guy on the Steelers, Slash. What was his name, Ray?
Stewart, yeah.
Yeah,
Cordell
Close.
Stewart, yeah.
I love that guy. I love these type of players. Isaiah Williams, he went to Illinois, but just so you know, before that, he was actually a five-star recruit coming out of high school, and he did an incredible job in high school, which all these guys do. So he went to Trinity Catholic High School in St. Louis. 2,400 yards passing, 32 touchdown passes, three interceptions, over 1,000 rushing yards. Interesting, Ralph, you're going to love this. His first game, I think it was the first game he ever played at Illinois, a quarterback. He set the school record for most rushes in a game by quarterback, and it was on November 14th, 2020. He had 192 rushing yards on 31 carries, breaking the Illinois single
31.
31.
Oh, they running the
31.
wishbone?
So 31 carries. Yeah. For Illinois, and the record still stands. Guess who they were playing? Because I have vague memories of this.
Who were they playing? Oh my God, I have no idea. Ohio State.
Ralph, Ray mentioned it at the beginning of the show.
I did.
Yeah.
Rutgers.
Right. It was Rutgers.
Nobody ever died for dear old Rutgers. Yeah.
Isn't that I found that pretty interesting. So I like that he's on the team. Again, the bottom line is we want to make sure that he's able to field punts, but I also love the fact that he is athletic. His biggest drawback, I think, is that he didn't have a great 40 time, but we think it's overrated, and he's not that tall. But I love having a guy like that, and I especially love having him with our offensive coordinator, who I still expect him to get better and better as the season goes on. I'm ecstatic about Tanner Angstrom, so I look forward to that.
Oh
All
man,
right.
Marty, you talk about 40 times. Keon Coleman, the knock on him was he wasn't that fast and he didn't get separation. So much for that stuff, you know.
And how did he do the first game?
Keon Coleman, he had a terrific rookie year. In his
Yeah.
first game, he got 112 yards and a touchdown, I think 8 receptions. Yeah, he's excellent.
Right. Ray, we always said that, like we always bring the example of Gale Sayers, that straight ahead, he wasn't the fastest running back, but the way he could stop on a dime and change directions.
Yeah, there's football speed and there's track speed, and they're totally different. Yeah.
Right. And I also think, Ralph, what was you had mentioned it, I think it was last year, one of the shows. I was just curious, what was the 40 time of Emmitt Smith?
Like in the mid 4.5s, I think. Jerry Rice was like 4.7. Anquan Bolden was like 4.6. These guys are all in the Hall of Fame. You know, it's like
I don't think Emmitt Smith was ever a blazer, but he
No.
was
he
a
knew how to
tough
run
guy.
though. He just knew how to run. He had great vision and he knew how to accelerate at the right time.
Strong, he could
Yeah.
break tackles.
He knew how to run. So I'm just curious, do you guys think Isaiah Williams will be activated? I guess they have to activate him.
Yeah, I think they do.
Yeah.
I don't think they have a choice.
They took him off the practice squad.
Well, because Wongo, whatever his name is gone, and Gibson's gone, so they need him. They need another returner.
They didn't bring Pritchett up. So.
That's what I was going to say.
No, it's too bad. I think they're going to probably use. I have a feeling they might see Isaiah Davis doing some kickoff returns. That's
possible. Yeah.
Well, what's his name returned, I think, one punt. Who's the fast runner? The fourth draft pick. What's his name? The wide receiver. Remember?
What team are you talking about?
Jets. He returned, I think, one punt or kickoff. He's the wide receiver, the fast guy.
Johnny Lamb Jones or
on the team right now, Ralph. The fourth draft pick.
Arian Smith.
Yeah, he didn't look 100% comfortable, to be honest with you.
I don't want him returning punts.
I don't either.
I mean, kickoffs. That's not the right move.
No, I don't want him to. So we have to pay special attention to special teams. So we'll see. All right, now we're going to go right to the over/unders. So I'll be the MC, and we'll start with Ray. Josh Allen passing 290 yards. Over/under, Ray.
I'm going to say. I'm going to say under by a little, but I mean he makes so many big plays on passes that he piles up yards, not necessarily on the number of completions, but they always make big plays. But I'm going to say he's a little bit under.
How about you, Ralph?
I'm going to say under, probably for the reason that, unlike the last game, they're probably going to have the lead a good portion of the game. And, he won't have to. And also, he just, in MetLife, he plays some of his worst games. It's just,
Yeah.
Right. Okay, I'm going to say under 2. Now, Justin Fields, 235 yards passing. I'm sorry to say, I don't know a lot about the Bills secondary this year.
Bill's defense did not look good, obviously. They gave up 40 points.
All right,
They
then
ran
I'm
all
gonna,
over him. It
I'm gonna,
was stunning how they ran on him.
Yeah, which is what we expect the Jets to do.
Hopefully we'll have a game like that.
then I'm going to change. I'm going to say we're going to go over, and even though Mason Taylor, he was in a number of plays, I think they're going to target him more. So I'm going to say over. We just have to have that second wide receiver step a bit. So I'm going to say over. How about you, Ray?
I think we'll go over as long as the running game doesn't have to be even as dynamic as last week, but as long as it's effective, I think he can clear that. But yeah, we need Mason Taylor to be more of a factor and somebody on the other side from Garrett Wilson, because I think they're going to be focusing on A, shutting down the run, and 2, making him go to somebody other than Garrett.
Right. Okay, Ralph?
I'm going to say under. I think the Jets are going to be able to control the ball on the ground somewhat. So I don't think he'll pass that much. So I'll go under.
All right, we're going to start with Ralph. Next is Josh Allen, 50 yards rushing, over or under?
Oh, I'm going to say over. It's the Jets and running quarterbacks. He kills them. He just kills them. Yeah.
Okay. I'll say over too. I'm going to go with exactly what Ralph said. How about you, Ray?
Yeah, over. I mean, until we show that we can stop him, I don't know that we will.
And I guess the next, Ray, we'll start with you. How about Justin Fields? Same thing, over under 50 yards.
I think he'll be a little bit under. I think he can, he can definitely make things happen unless he breaks a big one, which is always
Yeah.
possible with the way their defense is. But you know what? No, I think he might break one, so I'm going to say over.
Okay.
Not necessarily for a
Okay.
touchdown, but a good
Yeah,
run.
20 or 30 yarder. I could see that too. I'm going to say over on that too, Marty.
I'll say over, and I just want to mention, I think
This is like going to be a quarterback running extravaganza. Huh?
I'm going to be sneezing throughout the whole show. But it's funny because I'm looking at it. I wonder if they would have a prop bet like both quarterbacks 90 yards. That would be interesting.
Yeah, yeah.
Ray, could you want to describe the prop bet? Was it Josh Allen you told me about? Well, who was it that took a knee? Was it you that told me?
No.
There was a game and there was a prop bet on a quarterback to get X
Oh,
amount.
you mean like last year?
No, it happened last week.
Oh,
Maybe a
no.
guy at work told me, and he won the prop bet, but first he thought he won, but the last 2 plays of the game, the quarterback took a knee.
Lost a couple of yards.
He lost a couple of yards in each one, so he lost
Oh,
money.
God. That's why you don't bet. The one thing I maybe Ray, you can straighten me out on this, and Marty, I never understand is how they determine a quarterback's rushing yards as opposed to like being sacked. And if a quarterback drops back and he's sacked, but if a quarterback drops back, gets scrambling around the backfield and gets sacked, at what point is that a run and what point it is not a run? Is there any science to this, or is it?
I think it's kind of like the being able to throw it out of bounds. I think they go, is he out of the pocket and
Okay.
is he running towards the line of scrimmage, not trying to, run around like Zach Wilson and save his life.
Why did that come into my head as well?
But if he leaves the pocket and looks like he's trying to, actually run like Mahomes, except Mahomes will then stop and dance around and then, drop right before they hit him and get a penalty flag.
Right. Just talking about, I don't want to talk about other teams, but I just want to tell you here in New York, the noose is starting to get very tight, and the New York Giants head coach.
Well, what about the Mets? Talk about a
Oh,
noose. Oh my God.
that's hit a wall, but uh,
Oh,
the
it's kind of early for the Giants. I mean, they
you would never believe it if you listen to the radio talking radio
yeah.
show about Brian Dable, and part of the reason is because Daniel Jones had the game of his life.
That's right. Yeah,
So,
yeah, yeah.
and,
Uh,
and you know how fans are, so they were pouring that on him, and I kind of
Yeah.
like the guy too. So
Well, and all the fans got all, crazy because they had a great preseason and they were undefeated. I kind of remember the Jets doing that once with
yeah, it's been more than once, and it's always
who was
fool's
the
gold.
quarterback?
That's
Who was the
right.
quarterback we drafted? And we thought he was going to be, I can't think of his
Oh,
name
I know
now.
the guy.
He threw like 300 yards, but in his first game, but we
He started
lost.
against Atlanta. You know,
Yeah,
Ralph.
Browning Nagel.
Brown and Nagel.
yeah, Browning Nagel, and we were undefeated in preseason
Right.
and all that, and they come out and laid an egg.
All right, let's get back to the Jets this week, hosting the Buffalo Bills. Ray, Garrett Wilson over under 90 yards. That's a good number, Ralph, because I think he did that last week, 90 something. Go ahead, Ray.
Wow. I think I think he can do it. Um, who's their best? Who's the cornerback he's going to be facing? Because wasn't the guy last week's DB the one that was on Buffalo?
Well, they have wait a minute, I'm sorry. They have Christian Benford, Travarius White, but is he hurt?
Not sure. I'm going to say over. I don't
Okay,
think any of those guys are going to be able to lock him down. I'm going to
right.
say over.
Oh, Travarius White is questionable. That's a huge thing. That means he's going to play if he's questionable. So,
Or they want him to think he's going to play, so they.
Yeah.
and I just want to bring out one point. I've been on our defensive coordinator, Wilkes, but what a breath of fresh air that he flip-flops uh, Sauce Gardner. Unlike our previous coach,
Mm.
for some reason wanted him at one side. Sauce Gardner, I think he got caught up in one pick. Besides that, he was outstanding last week, and we've been his biggest critic. So thank you, Coach Wilkes, for showing us some common sense, and let's do it. Let's do the same thing this week.
Yeah. Well, yeah, they were this debating whether they'll do that with Keon Coleman and have him on him all the time. I think they probably will because I think that's probably his philosophy.
Why not? Yeah, I
Yeah,
do
yeah,
that. And they're just that, Brandon Stevens, he's got to wake up. He's got to
yeah.
really wake up and he's got to start producing because, look, they're not going to cut him. He's got a 3-year contract, 2 years guaranteed. So he's not going to get a Xavier Gibson, but they could take plays away from him and play that rookie from Florida State. And it looks like, Aaron Glenn's not afraid to do it, which is also refreshing.
No, he's not afraid to. We'll see how long it takes. I'm not ready to pull the rug under him yet.
No, they're
No.
not going to. And I agree. I agree.
Yeah.
Garrett Wilson, I think it's going to be over this week. How about you?
I think he's gonna be under.
Okay. All right, Ralph, start with you. Keon Coleman, was he the Yak King in college? 90 yards over or under, Ralph.
I think he'll be under as well. Yeah. I think the Jets are gonna, identify him and try and take him away. Like we said, different philosophy.
Ray, over under.
Um, I'll say he's going to. I think he'll be over unless Sauce is on him the whole game.
Yeah, because teams just don't throw sauces away.
Yeah.
Whether that's
Right.
earned or not, they just don't do it.
That's
And
true.
especially with Brandon Stevens there, they're going to be licking their chops.
Right. I say,
So
yeah, I'm going
if
to
they
say
switch
under.
off, he'll be over.
But
They may leave him on him all game, which would be
But
fine.
yeah, but Ralph, something else that we pointed out, and you made a great point last week that Sherwood, our linebacker, who's a converted safety, he is weak on pass coverage, and they have like two really good tight ends.
Yeah, well, that's going to be a problem. The
Yeah,
tight ends hurt the Jets last week, and we'll see if they adjust to that. But that seems to be one of their weaknesses.
I just want them to make sure the field's in good shape. They got the right cleats. I don't want any.
Yeah, really. Marty, you should have consulted them.
And please, no tip passes. I don't want any more tip passes. All right, we're gonna have a couple more, but before we do, I have a quick trivia for you guys. You ready?
Uh-oh.
Here we go. Quick trivia question for Marty. The Jets signed running back Curtis Martin, who was a restricted free agent from New England. They kind of poached him, and they came to some sort of agreement with draft picks for the Patriots to receive. Two-part question. What rounds were the draft picks, and can you name one of the players?
Wow. I think something like second and third or second and fourth round, something like that.
Good guess.
yeah.
Ray, do you know the players, Ralph?
No, I have no idea.
What
Ray?
year was it?
I guess it was
97,
98.
98.
Yeah.
Probably was 90. No, I never pay attention to that
It
stuff.
was a first round pick and a
I was
third
just saying
round
it was
pick.
one.
First and third, yeah.
I
And
thought there was
Wow.
one first, but
the first round pick was a running back from Georgia. Any guesses? Ralph should
Oh,
get.
Edwards? What is
Yes,
it?
Robert Edwards.
Yeah, who destroyed his knee in a
Touch football game.
beach football game.
Beach
Yeah,
football,
the
yeah.
he was looking like he was going to be good too.
It
yeah,
was going to be good, yeah. And the third round pick
Georgia.
was a fullback from Michigan.
Oh,
At this.
yeah. Oh,
I don't know how long he played.
give me his initials.
CF.
CF.
Chris
Oh.
Floyd.
Chris
No.
No, I wouldn't have gotten that.
Did
Yeah.
Ralph, did he play?
No, he didn't do
He
anything.
didn't do anything. Okay, back to the Jets, the over-unders. All right, we'll start with Ray. Brees Hall, who we all agree, he looked as good as he looked during his rookie season. And all of a sudden, all these talk show hosts are saying they got to extend him. They got to extend him. I don't know about that. But anyway, Brees Hall, over-under rushing 90 yards. Ralph, was it against Buffalo that he had that long run? He ran out of gas?
I think it was Dallas.
Oh, okay. All right. Ray, over under 90 yards.
I'm going to go under. I got to see it out of him more than one game before I'm sold.
I'm going to go next. I'm going to say under 2. I want to see more of them. Ralph?
I'm going to say over. I think the Jets are going to do business on the ground this week.
Okay, Ralph, go.
I thought maybe it might be Allen's turn to kind of make something happen. Hopefully.
Yeah, I'm a little down on Allen, I have to say.
I didn't like that first game.
We'll have to talk about that in a minute. Yeah.
Who, Braylon Allen?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
I just think, coming out of college, the guy, is built like an Adonis. And I was thinking, why is this guy drafted in the late fourth round? And I guess the knock on him was, even for all his size, some scouts thought he's not as physical a runner as he should be. I kind of noticed that a little with the Jets, because he does have light feet but he should be more physical. And I'm almost to the point where I'd like to see a little more Isaiah Davis and give him some of Allen's touches, because Isaiah Davis, I think, is a little more physical in the between the tackles.
One thing I'll say about Isaiah Davis, you remember last year, Ray, you probably remember this. We weren't fans of his, but as the season get on, he was getting better and better. Remember that, Ray?
Yeah. And he had a couple of touches in this game last week and looked good. He
did look good.
Yeah.
I'll say this, Allen isn't the pile mover I thought he might be, but he's kind of a wrecking ball if he can get past the line of scrimmage.
Yeah.
He can overpower linebackers and DBs and stuff a bit. But I never see him those 3rd and 1s, he's not moving the pile like
No.
that. Right, you're right. Okay. Mason Taylor, Ralph's favorite. We'll start with Ralph. 50 yards receiving, over under.
Yeah, I think he's going to go over. I think, I think this is going to be his coming out party.
Yeah, I happen to agree. I'll go next. I look at him, he's like a seam tight end.
Yeah.
He's going to be in the seam, and he's going to be fairly deep. So I say he's going to go over. Ray?
Yeah, I think he's going to go over. And I don't think they really made much of an effort to involve him as much last week, but I'm hoping they do this week.
Did you know that he was on the field for like 50 plays or something like that? That really shocked me.
Okay.
And Ralph, according to the reports I read, he blocked very well. Mason.
Yeah.
So,
boy, I missed him up until a little late in the game when he caught that a 20-yarder.
Maybe having him on the roster is the best thing for Jeremy Ruckert.
Yeah,
I got to tell you, one thing about Jeremy Ruckert, there was one play where he just fanned against Watt. And
yeah.
Watt just went
Well,
inside.
all right,
Yeah.
I'll cut him some
Yeah.
slack on that one.
Yeah. But he made probably one of the best catches I saw
He
too.
did.
Yeah,
He
I
did.
was like, I couldn't believe I even made it to him, but he held on.
yeah, I know.
Cool.
All right, Ralph, you're next. Quinn Williams and Will McDonald, 2.5 sacks combined, over under.
It's going to be a no. Josh Allen the Jets cannot sack that guy. He's like a modern day version of Roman Gabriel, where guys were hanging on him and you could never pull him down no matter what. Drives us crazy. How many times guys, defensive linemen on the Jets, gotten their hands on him and should have sacked him? And it's just that's going to be tough. So I'll say under.
Okay, Ray.
Yeah, their offensive line's pretty good. I don't think they're going to get to him. I would love it if they did, but if
Yeah,
they got two, I'd be happy. He reminds me of Ben Roethlisberger, only
yeah,
more
exactly.
athletic. I mean,
Exactly.
they'd
Yeah.
be hanging on Roethlisberger. He'd just be standing
Right.
there until we could find somebody.
I think he's bigger than Will McDonald. Yeah.
He probably is. Yeah, he
Yeah.
probably is. But, we have to contain this guy on the end.
Yeah,
Yeah.
And that's
yeah.
why
Well, that's Michael Clemens' job. He
I don't
does
want
that
to.
well.
I was gonna say, I don't want to see him on the field.
Dude.
He doesn't know how to do it. He gets like pinned inside all the time.
He takes the bait all the
He takes
time.
the bait, and Josh Allen, the lane is going to open up for him down the sideline. I'm going to go under 2.5 sacks. I don't see it either. All right, I'll go next. 1.5 interceptions by the Jets, 100% under. No way. Okay, Ralph?
I'm going to go over. They picked this guy off. I'm going with past history.
All right, Ray?
I want to sound positive, but I'm going to go under. I'll be happy if they get one, though. I mean, please get one. Do something. Stop a big drive. Do
Yeah.
something. But,
Okay.
Josh Allen, he's so much better a passer than I thought he was going to be. It's unbelievable. If you were watching that Raven game,
He
he
will
threw a
throw.
couple passes.
Yeah.
He threw the one to the guy on the sideline late in the game.
Yeah, it was a great play. He
He
will throw a pick or two, but it won't matter. He'll just keep coming at you and coming
Yeah.
at you, and in the end, he'll win.
It's that old story that I always bring up. Bill Parcells is walking through a tunnel with Phil Simms.
Yeah.
Turned to Phil Simms. He said, "Simms, if you don't throw 2 interceptions today, you're not taking enough chances." So, brought up with Joe Namath.
I guarantee he wouldn't have said that to Vinny Testaverde.
He wouldn't have.
But
Yeah, he wouldn't have that problem with Namath either.
no.
Yeah.
But being brought up with Joe Namath, we understand that too. You have to take chances. All right,
Yeah.
My favorite question, Ralph. Thank you for putting it in because I have to read it in the air. Quickly, William, a late hit. I'm going to say no. He's not going to get called. I'm hoping the new regime is going to have more of an effect on him. Even though I picked the over at the beginning of 2.5, and he's already has one into the season. So I'll say under. He's not going to have a call. Ray?
Well, I'll say this. He won't have a late hit out of bounds, but I won't guarantee that he won't, lay one on somebody that's kind of iffy and may get a flag. But I'll say no.
I think he'll be on his best behavior for a few
Yeah.
weeks, and then he'll loosen up and maybe have another one, Marty. So
Okay.
it'll be an exciting second half of the season for your bet.
All right. Ralph, this next one, Nick Falk, kicks missed a half. That's like everything, field goal and next.
Yeah.
All right, Ralph, you go first.
I think he'll go over. I think he'll miss one.
Ray?
No, I think he'll be fine. I think he's going to hit them all.
Okay. I'm going to go under. I agree with Ray. I'm going to go under.
For a week anyway.
God, I hope so, because
Me too.
if he misses another one this week, it's going to be every time he steps back there for a kick, I'm going to be nervous. And
Right.
that's like with Zerline last year when we watched him in preseason. I just
Yeah.
I felt like that's the one where I know, we were questioning, but when Aaron went for the 2, I get it, but I I was like, let him kick it again so he doesn't sit there until the next time he has to
Yeah.
kick.
By the way, where do they line? Where do they snap the ball on the point after? What yard line are they on?
The
Ray should know this.
I think it's the 2 because I think they moved him to the 1.
But isn't it like a 35 yard kick or something?
Hey, no, did they move it back, Ray?
Not the extra point, did they?
Oh, the extra
Oh,
point.
yeah,
Yeah,
the extra
they did.
point. No, you're right. They did move it back a
Yeah,
lot.
if it was at the 2, it would be
Not,
a 20 yarder. So it's
but how did we end up on the 1 for
I
the
know. Is that the penalty? That whole thing seems strange to me.
that, even then it would have been halfway
Yeah.
to the goal. I,
Wait, let me just see.
I
Points about-
didn't think about it until you just said that yeah, they had moved it back, so they were kicking like 35 yards.
What was the penalty on that? Do you remember?
I don't know.
Too many men on the field, was it?
Yeah.
It says
Or
the NFL points are snapped from the 15-yard line, which makes the kick
should
effective
have been the
be a
7.5.
33-yard attempt. That doesn't
Right.
make sense. What was the call? Too many men in the field?
That's what I think. Even if it was a 15 yarder, that still they wouldn't move it to the 1
Yeah, it would have been.
unless that's a
That's
rule,
right.
which is like insane.
Right.
I didn't think about, that they moved it back. I just remember they took it from the 1, so they went for 2. But how did it get to the damn
Yeah, we're
one?
gonna have to get do we have the guy in the booth? What's his name?
Gene
Gene
Senator
Therator or Terry, whatever is the other guy.
Pauly.
Well, wait. I think I'm reading this. When you tell them you're going for a 2-point conversion, it's spotted at the 2. So what I think is they said, we want to go for a 2-point
Penalty.
conversion, take the penalty. So it's half the distance to the goal line. So
Okay.
the 2 to the 1.
Okay.
Does
Doesn't
that
make sense if it's after the fact. I don't know that.
Yeah, that seems
No.
odd.
What do you mean after the fact?
Well, they kicked it. They didn't select the 2-point conversion originally, so why should you get to go, okay, we're going to do
Yeah, I don't.
It
It
could
seems a
start
little
all
weird.
over. I think it could start all over. You have the option.
I guess
I
so.
think it's a
I
Doesn't
good
think you'd
rule.
put it back at the 2 then, you know.
Yeah. All right, we're gonna
Well,
close this out with the game prediction and the trivia. I just want to mention one thing. I happened to go, and you guys know this, into Manhattan today. A couple of reasons. I had to go see a doctor, and my wife and I like going in like twice a year. Today was a beautiful day. And of course, Marty Schupak, I won't pay congestion pricing. So that congestion pricing is below 60th Street. So I make sure I park above 70th if I park in a garage. Now, I also,
wait a minute. Congestion pricing. This is for someone who's not a New Yorker anymore. What the hell is that?
congestion pricing is like a toll. If you go below 60th Street, it activates your Easy Pass. You get charged $25.
Oh.
Yeah. You don't know about this?
Well, I knew that there were. I didn't realize that was the system specifically.
Yeah.
60th Street. I didn't know that
60th
was a
Street, below
cutoff.
60th. Ray, did you hear
Uh,
about this or no?
no, but then
Yeah.
again, I'm
Yeah,
Ohio,
yeah.
they don't,
Right.
it doesn't
Okay.
matter.
Why would you even drive in, Marty?
Well, I like driving it, but it's funny. Thank God I spoke to a fan of the show, Lenny Kay, because asked Lenny, he's an expert with the parking in the city. He's in there all the time. And he originally told me, try to go in, have your appointment on a Monday or Friday, because a lot of people do remote work from home. So I did it on a Friday, and he said you might find street parking, and which we did. We were lucky, so we saved $50. And we walked down from 71st Street. This is on the east side for fans that are not familiar with Manhattan, down to 58th Street, which was a beautiful walk. And then we came back up. We came back up by Park Avenue, which was beautiful. It was about a mile and a quarter each way. It was nice. But you know what the problem is, guys? Every block, every single block we're on, whether you agree with it or not, the stench of marijuana filled the air. I don't know. Do you have that problem, Ralph? I want to ask you in Boston and Ray.
Yeah. I smell it a lot. Yeah.
Yeah. How about you, Ray?
I'm not down in Columbus often, but no, but I'll tell you where I did was when we went to Vegas a couple of years ago. Yeah,
I prefer it to cigarette smoke. I'll tell you that.
Yeah. Well, when I go jogging in the area on a Friday, I notice in my area on a Friday late afternoon, I smell it too, which
Well,
is
that's the thing. When I go jogging, I don't get an endorphin high. I get a contact high from marijuana.
all right. Anyway, that's my little 2 cents. My trip to Manhattan. My next trip will be in December. We'll look at that glorious Christmas tree. All right, back to the New York Jets. We went through some over-unders, and I talked about Isaiah Williams. Now we're going to have a game score prediction. I'm going to go out, and I'm going to say the Jets are going to win this game 24-21. Okay, I have a lot of confidence in this offensive coordinator. He knows what he's doing. Ray?
I'm going to still go with Buffalo, even though I think the Jets can definitely keep it close. I'm going to say like 31-24.
Okay, Ralph?
I want to say the Jets, but I'm going to say Buffalo because maybe that way the Jets will win because I'm very superstitious. Buffalo 26-20.
Wow. Okay, there you go. Huh, that's great. All right, now we're going to go back to the trivia question, which Ralph is going to reread.
In the Jets' history, they have drafted 2 quarterbacks from the Tennessee Vols. Can you name the quarterbacks?
And I want to mention to the fans that we had 3 adopted college teams: Ohio State Buckeyes, Notre Dame, the Irish Notre Dame, and Arizona State Sun Devils, where I went to graduate school. Ralph's going out with a wonderful person who's from Tennessee, so they're our 4th adopted college team. So I am going to give you one answer. Don't know his first name. It's Danny Ainge's nephew, who was a
Yeah,
quarterback.
Eric Ainge.
Eric Ainge. So that's
Yeah.
one.
Never played a game for the Jets.
Never did. He had substance abuse problems.
Yeah, yeah.
And as you said, he's got a talk show now.
Yeah, I think I'm not down in Knoxville. Yeah.
I bet he's good too.
Yeah, I'm glad everything's worked out.
So, Ray, do you have
Ray, you got any ideas on the second one?
No, is he in the same, like, is he fairly recent or is he
No,
old?
he's not. I'll give you a hint. Uh, the Eric Ainge never played a game for the Jets at quarterback. This guy dressed for more games as a Jet quarterback than any other Jet in history.
Pat Ryan?
That's right.
Yeah.
He went to Tennessee. Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he did. He won a playoff game too. Ralph, you were a big college guy then. How did he do when he was at Tennessee?
He wasn't bad. I don't, I don't remember seeing him much, but obviously he was a very late pick, actually, like about 11th round pick. Can you imagine that? And
Yeah.
he dressed for like 140 games, kicked a couple of extra points too. I remember.
Yeah.
And you want to know who the Tennessee player who played the most games for the Jets? Ryan is second. It's Sean Ellis. He's by far the
Oh,
best
Sean.
player
Yeah.
from Tennessee that the Jets
yeah.
have ever had.
Uh,
Actually, when I was looking back at the draft history, they drafted, I think, more guys from Tennessee State than from Tennessee. That was when Tennessee State had, all the great black players,
right. Yes, that's absolutely right.
I mean, who are some of the ones that we'd recognize from Tennessee State?
Oh, I forgot.
I mean, were there any really? I mean,
I don't think there were any that were special, but
okay.
they were just loading up on
Yeah.
guys from the black colleges back then.
And we had what, 14 rounds back then or whatever?
Yeah, and now you look at poor Grambling; they lose 70-0 to Ohio State. It's ridiculous. What are we going to do about that? I mean, I think they should penalize teams for that stuff.
Right.
That's what cracks me up. They have the first week where they're all playing somebody, and the
Yeah.
next week it's like, all right, let's get back to normal. Nobody's and just.
I
I
mean,
mean, give Ohio State a good chance to play everybody on the bench.
yeah,
Right.
and I understand their third and fourth stringers are still running through them like butter. My town that I was in, I brought my kids up in Massachusetts one year had a very strong football team, and the coach, in the second half would put in the backup guys, and when they drive the ball, and the minute they'd get into the red zone, he'd have the quarterback take a knee 4 times. And I'd like to see them do that in these games.
Oh yeah.
I mean, I mean, I'd like to not see these games. They're stupid. I understand that it's a big payday for these small schools,
Yeah.
but it's a joke, and we got a playoff system now, and I hope they penalize the teams for doing that.
So besides the Tennessee is hosting Georgia.
Yeah, Tennessee's hosting Georgia. That's probably the marquee game. I think Miami. Who are they playing, Ray?
I don't know who Miami's playing, but I know Notre Dame is playing Texas A&M
Oh, they're playing Texas A&M tomorrow. Where is it?
in South Bend
It's
on.
in
So I
South
think
Bend.
they'll
Is it
get it
day or
down there.
night game?
Probably night, I'm
Yeah.
guessing, but I'm not sure.
Right. Let me just give you a couple of other players that played for Tennessee, not necessarily, and played for the Jets, not
Yeah.
necessarily drafted by the Jets. Chris Johnson, he played 1 year.
Chris
He was,
Johnson, he went to East Carolina. They're talking about the Tennessee Titans, probably.
oh, I see. Yeah,
Yeah.
you're right. Okay, you're
I was to
right.
say I don't remember him being there.
No.
You're right. So this is
Tennessee would have loved
this
him.
is
They had all these
AI.
draft
I'm
guys.
not even
Yeah.
going to bother reading it. It's AI.
Yeah, I
So
know.
unreliable. All right.
That's
Anything
that's
else?
because they listen to us.
That's true. I've asked them for some. I got my quick trivia questions, but I have to reconfirm it too.
Yeah,
All
really.
the others. All right. Anything else you want to add?
Pull
Any
out the almanac. Yeah.
college football, pro football, the Charlie Kirk, which we all feel bad for his family, whether you're a Democrat or Republican. It was a horrific thing, and we urge all fans, please try to keep an open mind and we encourage engagement from both sides. There's no need for violence like that. Anything else you want to add, guys? All right, I think I silenced them.
Yeah, you silenced everybody here.
Yeah.
So, all
Uh,
right, with that,
ready.
go ahead, Ray.
I'm just ready to see football of any kind at the moment, just to get my mind on something other than
Are
ball.
they do they play college games? They play college games on Friday night. Did they play a pro game
Yeah.
last Friday? They
Colgate
like
is playing Syracuse tonight.
and
Oh,
They're
are
gonna
there
get destroyed.
are there any college games on Sunday, or is that just when the NFL
I
hadn't
don't think
played?
Sunday.
I know Notre Dame I thought played their first
They
game, but
played Sunday last week,
that's
but I
because there was no NFL, I guess. Yeah.
yeah,
But
there
I
was.
guess anything goes now, like Wednesday morning, we're gonna have a game probably.
yeah, Ray.
Virginia.
I want to
Bye.
mention to Ray last night before the Yankee game, Donald Trump went to Yankee Stadium and he went into the locker room and I was watching. He shook hands with
I
every
saw a
player.
little bit of
And I was wondering, I said, if somebody was smart, when he shook Judge's hand, they would have taken a picture, made it into a baseball card, and had some sort of fundraiser. They both autograph it. That would have been something, have a limited edition, which would have been good.
oh yeah.
And I know
They're
Ralph, besides Tennessee, Ralph is can't wait. Another 50 minutes. The New York Yankees are headed up to Fenway Park for a huge series. So Ralph,
Baseball I've tuned out because the Mets have just so embarrassing. It's
I
just
know.
painful. Do you
I
know?
think
Did you hear that
I think I give
statistic?
them bad luck.
Yeah, that's right. That's the last game they won. The statistic: the Mets are the first team in history to score 4 runs in the first inning and not get a batter make it to first base the rest of the game.
Other than what, a walk or something, they didn't get
I don't
out.
think, from what I heard, it was nothing.
Listen, I still have high hopes for the Mets. I'm a big Yankee fan, but I
They're
love
Well, I think next year they're going to
pitching is
incorporate
horrible.
these young pitchers, and
oh,
they'll
that
be
pitch is
better.
great.
They have to because
Nolan McLean, he's
He's
going to be unbelievable. That
yeah,
guy.
he is. All right, so then for Jets Rewind for Ralph Schrager wearing his Tennessee
Oh,
t-shirt.
Jake DeGrom is pitching tonight, I think, in
Yes.
Shea or in City.
And Ray Clifford, who's getting ready for who did the Buckeyes play, Ray, this week?
the Buckeyes.
Oh, tell me Morgan State. Last week they played great.
Now you caught me off guard, and I don't even.
They're gonna play Harry Morgan.
Yeah, whatever. I mean, it just seems like now they have a good opening game, and then it's
Yeah, I mean, and there's not a whole lot of good teams in the Big Ten. Are there? Who's any good in the Big Ten this year? Oh, Penn State, yeah, who
Penn
hasn't played
State.
anybody.
Oregon's good again.
yeah.
Oh,
So
okay. I
far
forgot
anyway.
Oregon's even in that conference. Do you know that California and Stanford, they're in the ACC? Is that true?
I don't know.
They must have a lot of frequent flyer
Oh,
miles.
oh
I
yeah.
know. I know Arizona State went into another division. Oh, some other teams from the West. They went to where'd they go, Ray? Big Ten?
It's so ridiculous.
But you know why they went? This is interesting reason. They went because the players or the coaches said we have to do it because the players are going to schools where the game's televised not that late because they want that NIL money.
Right.
Here
Yeah.
at the West Coast, they're not being seen a lot. The
Right.
Nielsen ratings are higher for like the Midwest. So they had to do something. All right. Enough.
Just real quick,
Good, Ray.
he's a barn burner there at the shoe. They're playing Ohio U.
Oh,
Oh,
God.
oh boy.
Wow.
Probably won't be 70-0, but it might be 50-0.
Is this the first time that they play them regularly?
No, they usually play one or two in-state teams every year. It usually rotates around to different ones.
Interesting.
They actually played Youngstown State.
The sacrificial lamb of the year, huh?
Right.
But like Toledo and the MAC teams can at least keep it,
Yeah.
respectable usually. But I don't know how Ohio is this year. But
All right. I got to get off because I'm dying over here. All right, for Ray Clifford, Roush Reagan, Marty Schupak, let's go Jets. Until next time.